Green 18! Green 19!
Fournette, the running back. 8 seconds, 7 seconds. Brady to throw. Throws a deep pass downfield. And Scotty Miller in the open. Makes the catch. Touchdown, Tampa Bay!
Rodgers fires quickly. End zone is caught for the touchdown by Allen Lazard. First and goal for the 5. Brady. Evans. Did he catch it? Yes, sir. Touchdown. Rodgers spins to his left. Comes underneath, and the pass is incomplete, out of bounds. Now they say complete. 3rd and 1. Rodgers play action. Look to the end zone. Rainbow Jordy Nelson. He's got it. Touchdown.
Mahomes looking under pressure. Throws the ball upfield. It is knocked away at the 50-yard line. Intercepted. Picked off a deflection.
All right, but enough about our
anyway.
enough about our bullshit with our past lives as
Enough about
terrible
us being
football
losers.
What is up, guys? I am back, and we are back with episode 25 of the Battle for the Bay podcast. With me, as always, Draz.
Howdy.
All right, so we got a certain game we got to talk about, don't we? It's on the tip of my tongue. What is it? Oh yeah,
It's some pointless video.
it's called the Ref Bowl.
Game.
It's called the Ref Bowl.
Yeah. This year's 2025 Puppy Bowl will be showing, and I will be watching that.
Yeah, it'll be a lot better than watching what's going to be actually
The big game.
The big game, the one America wanted. No, we wanted Buffalo and freaking Commanders to play. That would have been a fun Super Bowl to watch. But no, the commies got completely...
On the bright side, Philadelphia is going to get burned down, regardless of outcome.
The commies got smacked, and the Bills, they did what you say they would, and I didn't want to believe it.
They did exactly... Well, long story short, the Bills have done one good thing for football.
Actually, no, the Bills didn't do anything. They were literally robbed.
The Bills there's a concerning trend going on that the rules get changed after the Bills get fucked over by the Chiefs.
So does this mean we're about to get chips in the ball?
They already have chips in the balls, by the way.
Well, apparently they don't fucking work.
No,
and even if they do work, they still chose not to enforce it.
Somebody brought it up. He said for analysis, and like the Amazon Prime.
I know, and it showed that the ball actually went over the line.
Vision. Yeah.
Like
they literally had the evidence needed to overturn it, and they didn't use it because we don't technically use the chip in the ball to figure out where the spot is.
And then Casey immediately scored a touchdown after that.
Yeah, so long story short, the Bills might have another major change. The fucking overtime rule was changed because of them, and now the ball rule might get changed. So we might actually have a electronic sensor inside the ball that we can use to overturn or turn or do calls.
Basically, you just basically you make the thing as lightweight as possible. Line them all up on like one end of the ball. Make sure it doesn't fuck with throwing mechanics and, what the ball does in the air.
Like I said, they already have a little tiny sensor in it.
Well, I know, but about like 10 of those lined up on the ball, that's got to put at least a little bit of weight. Like just enough to fuck with things. It's like when you adjust the propellers on a helicopter. You know that myth of like you put a stamp on a helicopter rotor and it crashes?
What? No.
Hey, I watched that Mythbusters episode. Thankfully, it was not true, but still. But still, the sentiment is there. You put in like even the tiniest bit of weight, it could screw up everything.
Yeah, but like I said, I think they're already using it. They could just turn it on and use it in a referee setting.
That's fair.
So,
anyways, the Insufferable Fan Base Bowl is going to be underway.
And we have our one pick'em.
We got...
I choose the Meteor.
The Meteor. It's Kansas City and the Eagles, and we both hope Meteor. Honestly, no.
Am I actually choosing somebody, or am I gonna
You're gonna have to actually choose somebody here. We're both gonna have to choose somebody here. And honestly, I will go first. You can save your spiel because I know it's gonna be a lot longer than mine.
I have no spiel, actually.
Shocking. But here's the thing. Kansas City, what bullshit did they conjure up the entire year? I don't understand how. We proved that without like 8 black magic moments, they're 9-8. At best.
Yeah. And
but they still managed to get away with 15 wins on the season despite it. Their luck has to run out.
I
know I've been saying that for the past 18 weeks, but their luck has to run out. I don't have an overwhelming hatred of the Eagles like everybody else does. I get that the fan base is a piece of shit. But would you have rather had that happen with the Cowboys getting in somehow? I would rather take the Eagles fan base or the Cowboys fan base any day of the week.
Unfortunately, I'm choosing the Chiefs to win this.
Ugh. You just smell it. You just smell the bullshit.
I smell every bit of bullshit. I am convinced if the Chiefs win this Super Bowl that this was the most rigged NFL season of all time.
I'd agree with that sentiment.
I would basically be like, yeah, referees, there's no script. There's no like crazy script about how a game goes or something like that. Saquon isn't like being told, "Oh, you can run for 200 yards today." It's nothing like that. It's the referees throw a flag or don't throw a flag when it would change the outcome of the game drastically, or could change the outcome. And so there's so many moments where the Chiefs got that 50-50 call and the other teams didn't. And in the playoffs, they absolutely did. Like, even against the Texans. They were probably going to win that game against the Texans, but...
Even if the Texans were at full strength.
The Texans were given... were given 2 unnecessary roughness calls that led to 14 points.
Oh, yeah, with them hitting each other, and it still got called for roughing.
Yeah, and it's like... I know you don't like the Texans because you got an Ohio State quarterback, but like even you can admit that was like...
Yeah, no. I recognize that as being bullshit. Everybody recognized that as being bullshit.
And the Bills game is like... I knew that it was coming.
Like, we knew...
But...
Like, deep down, we all knew what was going to happen, but I just held out hope. I held out hope.
That game single-handedly broke my...
It broke your will to live.
It almost broke my will to do a podcast anymore because it's going to take an entire off season for me to get the passion to watch football again.
It's the yearly cycle. A team we hate wins the Super Bowl. We go, this is bullshit. This is stupid. We get our hopes high because our teams do something.
Legitimately bullshit. Like last year, you could say it was bullshit. It's bullshit, Dad.
Well, I mean, of course, last year was bullshit. They had one of their worst years ever offensively, and they still somehow won. This year, you put that offense you got that same offense doing even worse, but they have more magic bullshit to ride on. At least last year they lost games.
I don't know. I'm just tired of Patrick Mahomes being helped by Jawaan Taylor holding on every play and Jawaan starting on every play.
And also the refs literally staring at a penalty happening and only calling it once the quarterback points it out. Oh, and also Jawaan Taylor also ripping the helmet off of somebody and the ref staring at it the entire way.
Yep, and didn't call it.
But it was the It was the referee crew that had the. It was the referee crew that the Chiefs have the worst record against. Like it matters. In the playoffs, they're not going to deny the Swifties and Patrick Mahomes and all the bandwagon fans the chance to have the Chiefs three-peat.
Yeah. They were absolutely as an organization, the NFL wanted the Chiefs in the Super Bowl because it would make them the most amount of money.
All I know is that during the Super Bowl watch party my school's going to have to do, we're going to have to put all the people that are watching because it's just Taylor Swift into the corner by themselves. But on the bright side,
honestly, I think those people are going to have the most fun
because they don't know what the hell is happening. They just like it because
exactly.
They just like it because the epitome of mid-white woman is there.
Dude, and I was watching the NASCAR Clash this week, and one of the goddamn announcers that they have, Clint Boyer, ex-driver.
Oh yeah, I heard of Clint Boyer
from Kansas City.
What did Boyer do?
They had an entire Super Bowl segment where he was talking about his Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, Clint!
I was like, oh my fucking god! They were bringing up pictures of him wearing a suit that is like got the Chiefs logo all over it and shit like that, and him taking pictures with Andy Reid, and I was like, oh my good god!
The one NASCAR driver I actually know, and that realization just tanked my opinion of him.
to be fair, he was a Chiefs fan and would wear Chiefs gear back when they were shit, or back when they had Alex Smith. He was an Alex Smith fan. So I'll give him that at least, but fuck, man.
Did I stutter? But anyways, I didn't say who I was going to take, but it's pretty obvious who I'm going to take. I'm taking the Eagles because the NFL will not recover.
All right.
The NFL will not be able to recover from a Chiefs three-peat. You know
I honestly hope you're right.
You know how much apathy there's going to be in the NFL now because of the Chiefs three-peating? If that ends up happening?
You want to know what's even worse?
You can have is
Tyreek Hill might go back to the Chiefs.
The worst thing that can happen is as in a business is to have people who are apathetic. You got the people who give you shit because they like you. You have people who give you shit because they hate you. The people who are apathetic, you get nothing from, good or bad. You don't even get the satisfaction of them hate watching. You get absolutely nothing
right
from
now. I'm telling you right now, SDS, we get another season of this bullshit.
We might actually be done. Like, I'd be right there with you.
Like, say that the Chiefs go an entire season and the bullshit continues and they get to the fucking playoffs again. And they start knocking off playoff teams left and right.
You're like, here's what I need. Here's what I need. I need the Chiefs to get hyped up. They get hyped up. Everybody sucks off their ass. Then the Eagles walk in and do what the Bucks did in 2020 and beat the absolute shit out of them.
Nothing would make me happier. I would start watching the Super Bowl retroactively if the Eagles beat the Chiefs like 55-10 or something.
We need Saquon Barkley to do Saquon Barkley things. I don't care about how Steve Spagnuolo is a fucking defensive genius, yada, yada, yada. I need Saquon to find every hole he can.
Well, I like Vic Fangio better than Steve Spagnuolo.
That's true. Vic Fangio, he's a great defensive coordinator. Just don't expect him to do anything as a head coach. Denver learned that the hard way.
I know we need to move on, but I will say, what I think is going to happen, like a little prediction, is I think that because Chiefs bullshit, black magic, Saquon's going to go out there, have a really good fucking first half, and then have a non-contact ACL injury where his knee explodes. The Kansas City landmines will have something to do with it, and so then the fucking Eagles, or the Eagles will just decide to throw the ball nonstop, and Jalen Hurts will throw 3 interceptions because for whatever reason, teams just decide to do what they're not good at against the Chiefs. But I think that yeah. Yeah, I've also noticed the Chiefs never get injured, by the way.
Nope, they never do. And whenever they do get hurt, they seem to pump Patrick Mahomes full of Triamidol, and he fucking walks it off. It doesn't make any sense.
That's how you know injuries just aren't real.
Hey, I think Chris Godwin would disagree with that statement.
He's just on vacation. He wanted a break from the NFL.
If he wanted a break, he took a hell of a time to take a break. Anyways, with our soapboxing about the worst Super Bowl of all time over and done with, it is now time for the news. You couldn't steal it from me this week, Draz.
I don't want to. You just brought up basically a funeral.
Well, first things first. The Bucks, after getting completely fucked by Liam Cohen, we have our new offensive coordinator, John Grizzard, who is the passing game coordinator, an internal hire, and I'm completely fine with it. Keep continuity.
Unless he sucks.
Well, of course, unless he sucks. But again, continuity within the locker room. Baker Mayfield at least knows him. He was the passing game coordinator who got up to OC. So, shouldn't be too much of a difference between him and Liam Cohen. Hopefully. And I have not much else to say other than I hope that Jacksonville flops like a fucking fish for the next 5 years.
Duval.
Duval can suck my ass.
Fuck
him and fuck them and fuck Liam Cohen. And Cohen has negative aura.
I would say Cohen had one of the worst intros to head coaching I've ever seen.
He's rivaled Jonathan Gannon with how bad his first day in office was. And
He doesn't have to move at least.
He doesn't have to move. That's right, but I think everybody in Tampa would burn his house down right now.
Let's see.
I'll say you had something you wanted to talk about, did you?
Well, there's a couple things we have. One of them, we'll get the NFL news out of the way first. The big news is that basically players are starting to say where they want, maybe not where they want to go, but they're making decisions on their futures.
Yeah.
Or sometimes teams are making decisions
teams are making
on the players.
It for them.
Yeah.
But first
AKA
is probably
our
the
next
big
news.
Yeah.
Cooper Cup. It's bigger. We're doing the smaller, bigger one first.
Yeah, literally the Rams are saying, "Oh yeah, we're going to trade you. We just don't know when or to who." Future Jacksonville Jaguar. I'm calling it now. He's going to the Jags.
Actually, if I had to guess, just based on funniness, I think that Adam Thielen's going to get a new wide receiver partner in Carolina. Cooper Kupp and Adam Thielen on the same team.
Okay, I could kind of see it. To be fair, but Liam Cohen is in Jacksonville. They were together whenever he was with the Rams.
Think about how cool that would be, though.
Meanwhile, Bryce Young overthrows
2 white guys all playing wide receiver on the same team.
The slowest wide receiver core.
Slowest and oldest wide receiver room.
Slowest and oldest wide receiver room with as much pigment as a bucket of paint. But
yeah, I would say
I would consider that like the lesser news of the two you probably have. The bigger news is that Myles Garrett, reigning Defensive Player of the Year, has requested a trade from Cleveland, and I'm surprised it took him this long.
And the question that I have is, there are teams that will be able to pay him. I don't know who.
I'll check over the cap.
What it's going to come down.
Actually,
I can bring up a few that I know.
No.
Green Bay is one of them.
I know. I have all the figures here. Here's all the ones that can do it. Patriots, Raiders, Commies, Cardinals, Chargers, Bears, Vikings, 49ers, Bengals, Lions, Titans, Giants, Packers, Steelers. Steelers are my cutoff. The Steelers are my cutoff because the rest of them would, because his contract's like what, $35 million?
Yeah. I think that another team that we need to throw in there, because they will do something drastic, I think that they could restructure a certain backup quarterback's contract, would be Atlanta.
Nah. I'm looking at over the cap right.
Atlanta needs a pass rusher really bad.
Atlanta is $11 million over the cap. And the only way,
but if they
the only way they get
Cousins.
rid of, the only way they could free up that cap is if they somehow trade Cousins, which is not going to happen.
Or rework his cap and like push it to the next year.
Oh yeah, like that worked out for the Saints, who are, by the way, $54 million over the cap.
But you get what I'm saying? It's like, if just getting Garrett on the roster, you can kind of wiggle with stuff. Just having an elite, they're like, I wouldn't say it's likely that they get him. I also don't think a team like the Raiders is going to get him, because I think actually Crosby is going to leave the Raiders, or at least might be traded this season or next season.
The thing is that the Packers do have a desperate need at pass rusher, and they do have the cap space to make it work.
Dude, what happened to Rashawn Gary, man? He looks so fucking promising. He is painfully average right now.
But the thing is that the Chargers might take the opportunity. They have the cap space, but they will have some problems because it would be interconference.
One thing that I think that we should do is we should get rid of Kenny Clark in the first place, because we're overpaying Kenny Clark. Mm-hmm. So I think that trading Kenny Clark to somebody, whoever that is, for draft capital, say we get an extra second-round draft pick out of him, or a third round. Green Bay is ridiculously good at drafting in the second and the third round. We are shit at drafting in the first round. Take this year's and next year's first round. The thing is the sweepstakes for 2 firsts or 3 firsts?
2 firsts.
Or is it 2 firsts and a player?
It's probably going to be dipping down because the player wants out, and now all teams know that. So
yeah, I think the bidding is at 2 firsts.
When you know that a player wants out, you're going to be able to get them. You're going to be able to get them relatively easier. But between all these teams, the ones I think would try and get them would be these guys who are up, that have high cap space and are in the NFC. So you got the Commanders, the Cardinals, the Bears, Vikings, 49ers, the Lions, the Giants, and the Packers.
I know we're not supposed to be doing a whole bunch of predictions about where players are going to end up. I think in third place, the likelihood is Green Bay, because Green Bay
needs it.
Price isn't right.
They need it, and they do have a bunch of young players and draft capital.
The Lions at number 2.
Lions, because Aiden Hutchinson's a fucking beast, and they would like to have that combined.
2 years of that, because they have 1 or 2 years before all their extensions hit. So they will have cap while he's there.
They already extended Amon-Ra, so they're good to go.
And then the Commanders, simply because they have
one of the
$70 million
worst
of cap space.
They have $70 million of cap space, and they had one of the worst defenses in the NFL.
Yeah, and dude, I don't know what they would be able to package, but it's going to turn into 2 firsts.
I'll say it all starts with 2 first. It starts with 1 or 2 first-round picks. But
they have the most in free agency as far as money to spend, so they might be able to get a bunch of players for defense based on free agency instead of having to draft. Mm-hmm. So it's not entirely out of the question. If I was the Commanders, I would trade for a high second. I don't know how they would do that, like who they would get rid of. And then do what the Chiefs did and trade, or not the Chiefs, which team traded from the top of the second into the first? I would do something like that to try to get into the first still, so you get a first-round draft pick if I were them. Mm-hmm. But I would absolutely mortgage. I would send 3 firsts if I was the Commanders to get Garrett. I hope to God that he doesn't go to the Patriots. That would be.
If he goes to the Patriots, we're all going to be sad.
Because I don't think that would even lead to them winning another game per year on average.
Right. Well, that's the most major NFL news out the way, at least to me.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else really.
So,
but there is outside of NFL
you might have
news.
seen something happen over the weekend. Draz, would you like to explain further?
Yeah, so there was a NBA news trade that happened that came out of nowhere. We were all looking to see if Jimmy Butler was going to go to the Suns, or we were looking around, stuff like that. We were waiting for De'Aaron Fox to get traded, which he just did. He got traded to the Spurs. Actually, we should talk about that one too because of how awesome that trade is. And I'll get back to that. But the one that completely overshadowed that one and made it completely non-relevant news is Luka Doncic gets traded at 10:30 at night to the goddamn LA Lakers. And it was so shocking that the Suns were playing a game when it happened, and there's now a live trade reaction from Kevin Durant, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And the coach, Jason Kidd, had no idea that the trade was happening. Luka Doncic had no idea he was even on the block. And the Mavericks did not talk to any other teams. They just straight traded him for Anthony Davis. The GM went to the Lakers and said, "Oh, you want to do this?" They didn't even go and say, "Hey, Giannis for Luka." They didn't do anything like that. They just said, "Anthony Davis is the guy we want. Let's trade Luka for Anthony Davis." Because that's a smart move. Trade a 31-year-old for a 25-year-old in his prime. And I have been seeing Mavericks fans crashing out, dude. There is Mavericks fans all around the world are.
I'll say, and as an OKC Thunder fan, I am just smiling.
Hug a Mavericks fan right now.
No, kick him in the ass. But as an OKC Thunder,
you're gonna lose in the first round again.
As an OKC Thunder fan, I'm just smiling away. He can no longer scream and complain to the refs every time somebody touches his leg hair.
If I fucking knew that it was that cheap to get him.
Hello?
Live reaction of SDS getting a phone call.
It's my Blood Institute. Give me a second.
They sell him blood to drink because he's a vampire. Blood, the blood of victims. Badoo, badoo. Hey, Joy, how's it going? Waiting for SDS to get back.
I heard every single word of that. Fuck you. They were trying to schedule me in for a platelet donation in Lawton, but I'm not going to be in Lawton for like 3 months. All right, anyways. As an OKC Thunder fan, Luka can no longer complain and scream and cry to the refs. Every time
you know
somebody
you guys play the Lakers,
hair.
right?
Huh?
So you know you guys play the Lakers, right?
Okay, cool. Now he's just going to be with LaFlop and LaFlop Jr. I don't care.
A little extra tidbit. You know what? The Mavericks' first game. Did you see that?
Yeah, it was
They
like
said that they were going to focus on defense, and they allowed 50 points in the first quarter.
50 points, and they only scored 15.
Yeah, it was like 15 to 50 or 19 to 50 or something like that after the first quarter. They got blown out by like 40 or 50.
It worked.
Oh, dude. It was funny. It was funny. If I knew the price was so low for someone like Luka especially after what's his face? Rudy Gobert was traded for 5 firsts. I would have told the Charlotte Hornets to trade for him. Trade him 1-to-1 for LaMelo Ball.
Oh God. Oh.
By the way, fuck LaMelo Ball and his ankles. His ankles are made of glass.
I'd also like to mention, we were talking about NFL stuff and how we are moving off it. I just realized we have not yet gotten a coaching hire for New Orleans.
Yeah, no coach hire for New Orleans.
It's been a month.
Oh, did we talk about the coach hiring for the goddamn Cowboys? Did we do that?
No, and I don't even think it'd be worth mentioning because I don't even know who the fuck Brian Schottenheimer is.
He was a promotional hire. They promoted a person inside of their organization.
Oh, great. So they never got rid of Mike McCarthy. Got it.
Essentially, they got another sock puppet that Jerry Jones could stick his hand up their ass.
My mind was going the exact same direction. All right, but we got no more news. Nothing else to talk about. I would actually think this is the end of the episode unless you got something else you want to talk about, Draz.
The only other thing is I just wanted to say the Spurs made out like, not to make a pun, they made out like kings.
I hate you.
Did you see what they got? Or like what they ended up giving up, like they gave up 3 firsts for De'Aaron Fox in a 3-way trade. And some, I don't know, long story short, the Kings got
I gotcha. Hold on.
Who's the guys from
I got it.
Zach LaVine.
Here it is. Spurs get De'Aaron Fox, Jordan McLaughlin. The Kings get LaVine, Kissiko, a first-round pick, another first-round pick, 1 more first-round pick, and 3 second-round picks. And the Bulls.
What are the Bulls?
The Bulls get Zach Collins, Trey Jones, and Kevin Huerter, and a 2025 first-round pick.
Yeah. Long story short, the Spurs, I think, only lost 1 of their own firsts, and they used extra firsts that they had down the line.
From Minnesota, including from Chicago, from Denver.
They used a Bulls first in a trade with the Bulls. And just rerouted it to get De'Aaron Fox. That, can I just say, that's one of the most quality trades. That's actually
genius.
Yeah, it's like, legitimately, it was a very, very, very good trade. Like, it seems like they gave up a lot, but from an actual standpoint, like I said, they gave up 1 of their own first. So they only lost 1 first of their actual like inventory. They just gave up extra assets.
Again, I would not know. I do not follow basketball all that much. So
the Bulls finally got rid of Zach LaVine too, so they can fully tank. It took them long enough.
All right.
But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because single-handedly we have, in the same weekend, we had a legitimately horrible, like one of the worst trades I've ever seen. People are already saying it's up there with the Deshaun Watson trade about how bad it is. I don't know if it's as bad as
no. I think the Nuke Hopkins trade was the worst one.
Which one was that again?
Whenever the Texans traded DeAndre Hopkins for some 29-year-old running back.
Oh yeah.
I'd argue that's worse.
Yeah, but it's kind of over already. Like it's
again.
The Deshaun Watson one's still going.
I know, but that's the trade that started the entire thing.
Yeah, there's also the Browns one where they traded 3 firsts to go up and they drafted a running back, but he was good for only 1 year, and they got put on the cover of Madden and was like maybe not the cover of Madden, but
I think that's Peyton Hillis. He was a fullback and he was not drafted by him. He was signed by the Browns.
Who did the Browns trade up for? I think there was also one they traded up for.
I think if you're
In the
talking about
first.
Ricky Henderson, that was the Saints, and they traded their entire draft for him.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking, maybe I'm getting two trades or two things mixed up. Could be. Did the Browns trade up for a quarterback or something, and then he like was fucking horrible?
They always do that. What are you talking about?
When you have so many bad Browns trades,
situation.
you forget.
It's always Cleveland.
It's always Cleveland doing something stupid. Oh, dude. On the bright side, Tampa Bay or Green Bay could get Myles Garrett potentially for a bag of peanuts.
I would love to get Myles Garrett for a bag of peanuts.
By the way, a Cleveland fan, guess what somebody said in the comment section of a Packers, like a little like, I don't know if it's a podcast, but it's like a TikTok show, like where they, they put up clips of them talking, I guess. Well, long story short, in the comment section, somebody's legit response is, give us 2 first-round draft picks and Malik Willis for
Malik Willis.
Yeah, that's what he did. I was like, dude, it's crazy that they're not even like trying to get 3 first. They just are like, get an average quarterback in the room, please. Like, I was like, dude, that is wild. But I'm seeing that they're like, oh, they're not trying to like, oh, give us Kenny Clark and 2 firsts, or give us Jair Alexander and 2 firsts, or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're just saying straight to Malik Willis, Malik Willis and 2 firsts. Oh, dude, it makes my heart happy. I honestly think that you guys should go for Max Crosby. Specifically,
I would love to get Max Crosby. I love Max Crosby. He's great.
Green Bay. Actually, for you guys, Garrett would probably be better. And for Green Bay, technically the perfect fit would be Max Crosby, but we're shit at stopping the run. And the only thing that Max Crosby does better than Myles Garrett is stopping the run. You guys have Vita Vea, so that's not really a huge concern,
Yeah, we don't have to worry about the middle of the field. Or we don't have to worry about the middle of the line.
The only thing that you guys need is you loading one side with Vea and Myles Garrett. That would be... Who are you double teaming if you load up one side with fucking Vita Vea and Myles Garrett? That would be disgusting, I will say. And good God, if the Lions get Myles Garrett, Jesus fucking Christ.
The Lions get Myles Garrett, I would not be upset. I
wouldn't be upset. For one, he's perfect for
he'd be perfect for
the culture.
He'd be perfect for Detroit.
Yeah. And then Hutch coming off of injury, he would be, if he came back and was just as good as he was when he left off, you would have a reigning defensive player of the year and person who was the favorite for defensive player of the year this year on the same roster coming off of both edges. That would be, let's just say I would pick against Green Bay both times against the Lions. Even though Zach Tom's been doing great. I love what you're doing, buddy. Keep it up. Let's see. I'll be definitely excited when we decide to do draft stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, one of the things I had a point to bring up. The Cooper Kupp trade.
Mm-hmm.
I think don't like quote me, but this decision to move off of Cooper Kupp, in my eyes, is them admitting that they're going to draft a quarterback in one of the first 2 rounds. That's a little prediction for me. Because if Cooper Kupp was still decent this year, the reason they would be trading off of him is to get off of his contract to get younger and stuff like that, which means they're either preparing for Stafford to retire or just to let him go. And so I think they're going to do one more year with Stafford. And so they're going to try to draft a quarterback to put underneath Stafford and learn from him.
All right.
Call me crazy, but that's a 6-month early prediction. I think the Rams are going quarterback.
You're a month early. You're a month early.
A month early, yeah.
Actually, 2 months if you're talking about just the draft.
Dude,
itself.
if I'm
Free
right
agency
though,
starts on the 12th.
SDS, if I'm right though, that would be wild. If I was right.
If you end up being
You would
right,
be-
I will give you $50.
I would be like, hey, see guys, this is why SDS has me on the podcast. I know something about football.
But
there's something I know.
But there's no more news.
Green Bay's picking corner. We all know it.
There's no more news.
And he's gonna be worse.
There's no more news. We got nothing left much to talk about that's relevant. So we're gonna end it here. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Leave a like. Leave a like. Hit the. I can't speak. Hit the like button. Subscribe down below. Click the bell to get notifications of when I upload. Next episode will be on this channel as always next week, and it will be our season finale. We will not be back until free agency starts on March 12th.
So we'll take a month off, essentially.
We're taking a month off. Yes. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this. We will see you guys next week for our post-Super Bowl clarity show. Hopefully it went well. God help us all.